Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 132 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
What?
I just started having a funny thought of a funny way to close the podcast.
Oh, all right. Spoiler alert. You going to save it?
Well, we need to both be in on it, and it's just...
Stay tuned for episode 133.
We'll do it on episode 133.
Thank you guys so much for being here. If this is the first time you're seeing us or listening to us, make sure you go over to youtube.com/2playercoop, hit the subscribe button on the video, hit the like button if you like this, but the subscribe is the big thing. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs as quickly as we can. Your pen don't want to stick no more. Nope. If you want to get a shirt like I have, you can go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. We got a Twitch thing. I'm not even gonna say it because we haven't been on there in forever. You did the finger, so it doesn't feel so good, Mr. Stark. What else? Oh, so we just put up last Friday an interstitial, I would say, that we had a lot of fun recording.
Don't know if that's the right word. I mean, I like it, but I don't know.
I think it's an interstitial in between the podcasts.
Between the stitials?
Between the stitials, the stitial being the podcast. Sounds like a bakery item. What am I trying to say?
Stitial?
Yeah.
A schnitzel?
A strudel or something. I guess that's what I'm thinking of. Anyways.
Interstrudel?
We put up our Genesis mini prediction special. Go check that out.
That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. We predicted, so we know 10 games so far on the Genesis mini. We told you the other 30 that we think will be on there. We had a lot of fun recording it. So go check that out if you haven't already. Also, before we get anything, I just want to give a shout out. Shout out to Derek Bamford. Every single video, he's in there, he's watching it, he's commenting and everything. We've given shout outs along the way to wow.
We are recording this during a big old... Is this a bomb cyclone? Is that what this is?
There's another bomb cyclone?
I don't know. But it's a really bad storm. We may lose power.
So if this podcast ends up being a complete mess, just forgive us. You might be able to hear it through the mics. I don't know. But shout out to Derek. He's in there every week. He's watching every video. He's commenting on everything, and he just deserves a shout out.
Yep.
Thanks so much for watching, dude. Seriously, we appreciate it. So what else? I did not end up going to Poland. So we lied when we did our last episode and said I was in Poland when we did our best year ever for games. We lied in the future. It's a thing. It's a whole thing that I don't really want to get into. But yeah, last week we gave a definitive answer to what is the best year ever in video games. Go check episode 131 out if you haven't yet.
Spoiler alert. 1973.
Yep. Pong.
Is that the right year?
I think it was 72.
I was going for Pong, but
I think it was 72. Definitely not the best year, but give it a watch. That was a lot of research and a lot of fun to record as well. So go check that out. But because I didn't get to go to Poland, I did get to watch WrestleMania with my brother. And WrestleMania, especially now being like almost a week removed from it, we're recording on Saturday night. That was a really good WrestleMania.
See, I don't necessarily disagree with that. It's one of those things where I think years from now, or maybe a year from now, when we're near next WrestleMania, and I'm like, what happened last year? And I look up the card. I think I will remember it fondly. I'll be like, oh my God, yeah, Seth Rollins. We haven't seen Brock Lesnar since, hopefully. Rollins smoking Lesnar. That was awesome. And Becky won. And like
Kofi.
I like the results. And so I think when I look back, I'm going to be like, that was a pretty good WrestleMania. But I feel like there were no the biggest moment were, it was almost, so other than Seth, like, it was so obvious that Kofi and Becky were going to win. Like,
yes.
It never even really, Kofi to a little bit, maybe I had some doubts about him winning, but Becky, she's obviously going to win.
Yeah.
There's no big moments. Like, none of the match. I'm not going to remember any of the matches. I'm going to remember the results, but there's no, like, the big thing, I think, was there's no big, like, ladder match where you get these, like, WrestleMania moments, like, crazy stuff.
Yeah, happening. And the only thing they did was the superplex, and that wasn't that big a deal.
Right. Like, the matches were okay. They were fine, but I don't think any of them were, like, spectacular wrestling matches. But as fans, we basically got
And
almost
that's
everything
thing.
we wanted.
And that will probably never happen again, at least for a while in WrestleMania, where the
Yeah.
3 major matches all go to the babyface. That just doesn't
Right.
typically happen. But there's just too many matches. This thing shouldn't have
It's way
lasted
too
for
long.
5.5 hours, 7.5 if you count the pre-show. They shouldn't do it. I don't think they should go to 2 nights. I don't think it should be anything like that, although technically this was 2 nights if you're on the East Coast. Or, well, you don't need 2 days.
A night and a morning.
It's just, it doesn't need to be that big. It just doesn't. Like, people are going to go no matter what the card is.
Yep. So they'll sell out every year. Like, I mean, they can. I said that I would go next time it's in New Orleans, which is probably at least a couple years away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. If it's still like this, I really don't know that I would.
No, if it was like a 3 or a 4 hour show tops, then it's one thing. And also, I get, like I said on the podcast, I get why they do the stadiums and stuff. I just miss them being in arenas, especially I miss Madison Square Garden is what I really miss.
Yeah.
But yeah, WrestleMania was fun. I'm glad I got to watch it.
What I'm looking forward to is supposedly WrestleMania 37 is going to be. Did you hear where it's supposedly going to be?
Oh, the new LA stadium, right?
That's going to be cool because I like it when it's outside.
Yeah,
on
like
the
when
West
they were in
Coast.
San Fran. So it's
Yeah,
the light.
so it's light out through like
The light.
half of it.
Yeah.
I mean, this one, the pre-show was still light out, but by the time it was the main card, it was dark out. But there's something about wrestling like in the day. I mean, at least looking like the daytime. It's so cool. So I'm looking forward to that one.
That's good.
Is it? I haven't even tried it. Drinking a little Proper 12.
In honor of
Conor McGregor,
Conor
friend of the
McGregor.
show, sent us a free bottle so we could try it on the show. No,
We'd have a
that's
lot
true.
more subs than that if we were friends with Conor McGregor. What do you think?
That is good. I think it's just. I think what this means is I just really like Irish whiskey. I think it's so much more smooth than like bourbon and
I just have bad memories.
actual
of
whiskey. Like it's just.
Jameson.
But see, I don't think I like Jameson. Maybe I would now, but when I
Yeah.
had it in the past, I'm like, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
But at the time, I didn't really like bourbon either.
The last time I really had it was St. Patrick's Day when we were visiting Sarah in Binghamton and had way too much and was horribly sick after it. So I'm just like, no, don't ever. That's like that with like Jaeger. I can't do Jaeger anymore. Oh,
Yeah.
I used to love Irish car bombs.
That's. Yeah.
No, I know. I'm just saying it just
I
made
was
me
like,
think
that's
they
a
were
different car
fantastic.
bomb.
No, I know.
I love car bomb. I mean Irish car bombs.
Yeah.
Because I love Guinness. Everything about an Irish car bomb I love.
Yeah.
Jaeger bomb, I think those days have passed. I would do a shot of Jaeger if it was like ice cold. Other than that, I don't need the Jaeger.
Yeah, I just like remember Goldschlager?
Oh yeah.
Oh, with the gold flecks in it and stuff.
Yep.
That and like peppermint schnapps and stuff. College was so weird. Oh, I can't drink any of that stuff anymore.
No.
So before we get into the video game stuff, though, we're recording this, like I said, Saturday. Yesterday, a trailer dropped for Star Wars Episode 9. And what is the title of that now, Sean?
It is The Rise of Skywalker.
So,
I don't know.
I don't like it.
I don't know if I like it.
I just think it
That being said, I loved the name of Episode 8. Didn't like the movie.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
I don't like the name this time. Maybe the movie will surprise me.
When they put out the name, I tweeted this the other day, but when they put out the name for Episode 8, I remember reading that and going, "Oh my god!" Like I got goosebumps.
Yeah, it was just like,
"Oh my god,
this is
the
perfect."
Last Jedi? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? But I remember also people were saying, "Oh, maybe all 3 of the titles will flow together: The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker." Well, now that's out the window because now it's not a sentence. It doesn't make any sense. Now you could say The Force Awakens, The Rise of Skywalker, The Last Jedi, maybe, The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The trailer looked good, but I'm like, so many people were going crazy over it, and I'm like, I got burned by 8. I didn't care anything about Solo. I think it will be good because JJ made a hell of a
it'll be
movie
good,
with
yeah.
Episode 7. But I gotta after Batman versus Superman and Justice League, I kind of need to keep my hype in check.
So weren't there at least rumors, if not more than that we were going to get a 10, 11, 12 too?
Yeah. Well,
Is that still
Ryan
the
Johnson
case?
was supposed to be working on his own trilogy.
Okay.
But now they said after this, we're, quote, taking a hiatus from Star Wars movies. So
Isn't there still another?
No, they
Was it
canceled
just Rogue One and Han that?
It was going to be Obi-Wan, and then they canned it when
That's what I
Solo
was thinking
bombed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they say they're taking a hiatus, so I don't know if that means Rian Johnson's trilogy is still going to happen. Maybe they'll start filming 3 years from now or something. I don't know. But I do think they need to take a break. Like, Solo had a budget of $250 million, and its box office was like $389 million. Like, that is the bomb of all bombs. Like, you can't even... Justice League made twice as much as Solo.
Yeah.
And Justice League sucked.
Man, you have come a full 180 degrees on that.
It didn't suck.
You're
It's
just now
so,
straight up saying it sucked.
It just so it didn't suck. It was like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It was good.
Yeah.
The Superman versus Justice League fight was freaking awesome, and they never got back to those heights. So I don't know. I wonder if they're going to just retcon everything. I think it's too obvious.
I don't think
that
they
she's
will.
a Skywalker, so I don't think she is a Skywalker. If it's the rise of Skywalker, does that mean? But that seems like it's too obvious too that Ben Solo becomes good. But again, I think he's past the point. Oh no, I think he's past the point of redemption. Like when you murder your father in cold blood, it's not. Like,
I just don't think that they would. I mean, Leia is just Leia. I mean, she's Leia Organa. She's not, I mean, she's a Skywalker, but she's not, by name, she's not a Skywalker. Therefore, Solo, I don't know why I said Solo, Kylo is not a Skywalker. He has Skywalker blood, but he's not. What could Rise of Skywalker mean? Unless it's literally somebody who is a Skywalker. Like, child of somebody named Skywalker.
I see what you're saying.
So, as obvious as it is that we find out Rey is Skywalker's daughter, I don't know what else it can be. Unless Rise of Skywalker is Luke comes back again. He's like, hey guys, I'm back again, and then I'll disappear again. Like, it has to be Rey, and it has to be that she is his daughter.
The one thing some people online are speculating is that the Jedi are gone now. They're dead. They're gone. You know, I will not be the last Jedi or whatever Luke said, but then he was because he's gone. Maybe the new name for the knights with lightsabers that protect the galaxy far, far away are Skywalkers. Skywalker,
but even then,
if you separate it, it's cool, but it's like the right. I just don't. Regardless of how good the movie is,
but
or isn't, I don't
would
like
make
the title.
sense. Like, it would be weird to name the movie this, but in order for that to make sense, it almost seems like it would have to be the rise of the Skywalker, or Skywalkers.
But then it would really be too obvious.
Yeah. So
unless he was sleeping around with a whole bunch of baby mamas and he's got little Skywalkers running all over the place.
It's possible.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm definitely excited. It looks. I mean, we didn't see any. How the hell is Palpatine in it? Vader threw his ass down. That
he may
freaking
just
chasm.
be in like
Force ghost. He could be a Sith ghost,
or he's I think it's something. I don't think we're gonna see physical Palpatine walking around. I don't think.
I hope,
but nothing would surprise me.
But I mean, after Yoda was a ghost and goes, and he starts summoning lightning down to light trees on fire, anything's possible, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It sounds like I'm crapping on it. I'm not crapping on it.
I'm looking forward to
I'm
it,
excited.
but I'm keeping my
Yeah.
expectations in check.
So yeah. In other movie news, we saw Shazam. Now that you've had like a week, is it the best DCU movie?
I don't know, because I've only seen Wonder Woman once, and that was in theaters. I don't really remember much about it. I remember that I loved it. I'm not so sure this wasn't better.
I think it was.
Or maybe not even better, but I feel like I enjoyed it more.
It's the most fun I've had it.
Yes.
Well, not counting Spider-Verse, but it was just fun. Like it made me laugh out loud so many times.
What's his name is perfect.
Zachary Levi.
Zach Levi, yeah.
He's perfect. Like, and I thought the villain was a good villain. I could have gone without the 7 deadly sins. I know that's comic accurate and stuff, but like it was just
they
weird.
added nothing. They were just
It's just stuff to punch, and it's never mind. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's like You had to have something to fight, but did you really? Because Dr. Savannah was a pretty formidable enemy, you know?
Right.
I don't know. But so much fun. Such a good movie. It's probably, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10.
I'd say 9, yeah.
I think I like it better than Man of Steel and Wonder Woman, which is hard for me to say. It's definitely better than Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's just so well done. It's so well done. I'm not saying like we should have had a Superman movie like this because that's not Superman's character. But Superman could have learned some things from Shazam.
What you have failed to mention is Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that... What's your top... give me your top 5 DCEU movies. Because right now, mine, I'm going to say is Shazam, Wonder Woman, Man of Steel, then probably Aquaman, and then Batman vs. Superman.
That's my order, except I don't know that I would put Aquaman above Batman vs. Superman. They're both like a 7.5.
I thought you were super high on
I was.
Aquaman.
I just was like, it was more like the spectacle, but it was like 20 minutes too long, and I thought
there's a lot of issues with it. I thought, but then everything I read online, everybody just loved it. I'm like, what did I miss?
Why did it turn into an Uncharted movie? Where you got to go?
I mean, that was kind of weird.
There, and
yeah.
It's not that I think it's a bad. I think it was just.
It wasn't bad,
good.
but it was just kind of.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
But it's like, but that's what I think. I think it goes Shazam, Wonder Woman, Man of Steel, just barely behind Wonder Woman, Aquaman and Batman versus Superman, the Ultimate Edition, right there. Then Justice League, and then way down there is Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, please go see this movie. See it in theaters. Don't wait. They need your box office money. I hope this movie does well. They're already talking about Shazam 2, bringing back the same director and writer and everything. So everything is they're on the right path.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. Also in movie news, we did get our tickets for Endgame.
Yes.
And we're less than 2 weeks
and a
away
half.
now.
Well, by the time they watch this, barely a week.
Oh,
I can't wait. That's going to be tough. I mean, it's weird because it seems like there could not be any chance that a movie could live up to the hype that I have built for this movie. And at the same time, part of me is like, I have no doubts that it will live up to the hype. Like, I'm probably as excited about this as you were for Batman vs. Superman.
Oh,
now that did not. That's where I'm kind of worried. But Marvel's got the track record. They've been building to this for 10 years.
This won't be Batman
11
versus
years.
Superman.
Like, it's going to be awesome. I'm not prepared for Cap to die. In fact, I'm almost just telling myself it's going to happen. So
I've convinced myself it is.
So yeah. I'm prepped for it as much as I can be, and then if it doesn't happen, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking the ending is, because I think I could be wrong. In the comics, or at least in one of the comics, doesn't God, what's his name? Falcon, whatever's real
Become
name is.
Captain America. Yeah.
What I'm thinking is movie ends. I'm not even talking a post-credit scene. You hear Captain America, he's dead. Captain America's dead. You hear something, maybe it's a quote from earlier in the movie or something, but there's a voiceover of Captain talking about what makes a hero and blah, blah, blah. The music is just like kind of swelling, and then you see Falcon like pick up the shield, and then he like kind of like smirks, cut to black. That's how it ends, and he becomes Captain America going forward. That's how I'm picturing it.
And Steve is alive or no?
I'm thinking he's dead. I don't think he would just abandon. I don't think
he wouldn't. That's true. He's Captain America.
Yeah,
he wouldn't give it up unless
he's dead.
He wouldn't pull a Dark Knight Rises.
Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of how I see it ending. But I don't know. I love Falcon. Sam Wilson, is that his name?
I don't know.
Sounds right.
But they're doing a Falcon and Bucky TV shows, so I don't think it's going to end like that.
That's true. Well, so much better.
Also, thanks for announcing all these TV shows before Endgame's out, you friggin' idiots.
Yeah. I don't know. Either way, I don't even care. He's probably going to die. It's going to be fantastic. I'd rather... Not that I want Iron Man to die. I'd much rather he died.
I'd be way fine.
I'd be like,
with Tony dying.
That sucks. But, like, I'd be okay if he died.
Yeah.
I don't want Cap to die.
Especially because if they die now, you know they're going to die. There's not going to be any more... Spoiler alert. There's not going to be any more...
Swamp.
I don't feel so good. It's not going to be there's not going to be another snap. They're not going to go into the quantum realm or wherever they are now. I'm not prepared for it, but I'm prepared to see it.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably take the boys that Saturday. We're going Thursday night. We should do a review for it. It's 3 hours long is the only problem. But it'll get done. The showing.
I mean, I'm off
6.
the next day. I'd be down.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you're going to the draft.
Yeah.
Then we should do that, just because there's a lot to celebrate. We'll probably talk about no spoilers for like 30 seconds before we get into it. But stay tuned for that. So, anyways, anything else you want to talk about?
Nah.
I had a lot of notes there. Sean, this is a video game podcast.
Yes.
What video games have you been playing lately?
I have only played Kingdom Hearts 2. I loved the game. For a while, I was questioning if it was really better than 1. And I think it is. It's definitely a better made game. It's a more complete game. I can't put my finger on what it is about it that kind of makes me not so sure if it's better. I don't know what it is. That was very close.
Don't let the power go out. Okay.
Part of it, to me, I feel like I'm getting toward, like I'm 14 hours in.
Okay.
I think I'm getting pretty close to the end, although what I saw... So you do end up visiting a lot of the worlds from 1 again, but they're like different. What I saw, which is one of the new worlds I can get to, is the Little Mermaid Land, which is just water world, basically. It's all... Unless in this one, maybe she gets her legs and maybe we're up on the surface, but that was my least favorite part about the first one. Because
that was in 1 also.
Yes.
You're saying. A water level.
Yes.
Awesome.
So I'm assuming it's probably the same, and I'm just like... I'm dreading going there, but whatever. But it's a lot of fun. But what I don't like is I haven't learned... In the first one, you learn as you go on. You get like new abilities and stuff, like attacks and stuff. But you also eventually get like a high jump. And you get you can like float from your jump to like cross bigger gaps.
Like
I haven't
Breath of
gotten any of
Wild?
that yet. I feel like I keep seeing all these like things that I have to collect that are too high. I'm like, I guess I need a high jump for that. And I've got to be at
grappling
least
hook.
2/3 of the way through the game, and I don't have it yet, which is kind of bothering me. But it's great. It's definitely the story's even more convoluted than the first one. Like, I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, God.
But it's fun. It's fun regardless. But no, that's pretty much all I've been playing.
What have I been playing? So I did finally fire up The Witcher 3.
Yes.
I'm probably just a couple hours into it. And man, I don't know. It's like... I've had fun with it so far, I guess, but there is something that's just not letting me enjoy this game. I don't know what it is. Like, I got through the first mini boss fight or whatever. Like I told you, when you fight the griffin, you got to lure it out and do all these quests to get the berries that stink to put them on this fake dead goat so the thing will smell it and it'll come in, and then you can hack it and kill it and whatever and go find Yennefer. And I found Yennefer, and I'm walking around the castle, and then it's like, I'm getting ready to go do my next mission. It's like, oh, you're recommended to be level 5. And I'm like, well, I'm barely 3. And it's like, I can already tell it's going to be, well, now go do this side quest and this side, just to get your XP up so you can level up and do all this other stuff. And it's like, there's something,
But from what I've heard about this game is the side quests are like legit. It's not like, go over here and, oh, help me, I lost all my goats. Can you help me round them up? Like, it's fun side quests.
But that's what I'm worried about. This game, it's like I'm already so like overwhelmed at the thought of what it will take to beat this game that it's keeping me from wanting to go back and play it.
Yeah.
You know? And I know that's what like Colin said, he spent like 100 hours in it and didn't beat it or something, or I don't remember if he spent that much, whatever it was. Like, I'm seeing everybody, I walk by a person and it's like, here's an exclamation point. I'm like, oh, there's a quest. There's a quest. There's a quest. Oh my God. There's just too, it's like, what's the phrase? Not paralysis by now. What's it called when it's like you just, or maybe that is what it is. I'm just like, there's so many things I could do that I don't want to do anything. And I'm like, I don't know what I should do next.
That's a similar problem. I don't know what made me think of it. Oh, Brittany was playing it the other day. That's one of the reasons that's happened to me before, except where that happened to me was in Life is Strange. And it's like, I couldn't go forward in the game because I kept wanting to rewind. And what if I do this?
Okay.
Oh, that's not. Well, let me rewind again. What if I do this and then I do this? Oh, that's okay. Well, let me rewind and do that again. But now I'm going to do this after, and then I rewind. Well, let me do this first, and it's just like.
Well, you
and
should
I felt like I
never
couldn't
play
proceed.
Detroit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's kind of how I felt with that game, and it's like I just don't know. It was like I felt like I was doing myself a disservice by not doing that and just flying through the game and missing a bunch of stuff. But then at the same time in doing that, it just all felt so overwhelming. I'm like, and that's exactly how I felt. I just lost interest in it and I stopped playing it. But this seems like the kind of game that you've already made it further than I have, so I'm willing to talk, but where you just need to suck it up and force yourself to play in the beginning, and then all of a sudden you'll just be like, this is awesome. Now, that didn't happen with me, but like I said, I haven't even played it as far as you did. But I think it's one you may just need to stick with it and just see if it still doesn't grab you after however many more hours, then whatever. But
yeah, I'm not giving up on it for sure. I was hoping I would be hooked, but it seems like I start this way with a lot of games. Like that's how every 3D Zelda game except for Breath of the Wild, I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I freaking love this game. You know, I'm not saying like the opening to The Witcher is like the friggin' 4 hours or whatever it takes in Twilight Princess to actually get to the first dungeon and stop like collecting monkeys and talking to people in the town and all that other crap that just like I would love to go back and play Twilight Princess again, but I'm never going to do it because of that. I don't want to get through that opening goat herding and monkey chasing stuff. Like I don't.
But what
I
will say, when I played through it the second time, maybe even a third time, when I played through it the most recent time, it was not nearly as bad as I had built it up in my mind.
Okay.
And it probably would be the same for you.
Yeah.
But I remember for a while I didn't go back and play that game just because I'm like, I don't want to go through all this stuff in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like I just... Bleh. And then once I actually did it, I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. And then I loved the game after that.
Yeah.
So.
And they did shorten some stuff because they shortened like the light bug collecting thing, or you didn't have to get as many light bugs or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but I appreciate The Witcher for what it is. I'm not giving it up on it yet. But I started playing another game, and that kind of derailed me. And I beat that game last night.
Nice.
Link to the Past. For the first time I've beaten it in at least a few years. I picked up my save that we did after we did the Versus episode. I must have
after you were past...
yes, because I'm never fighting Moldorm again.
Moldorm.
But, so I went back. I must have played it since we did that. I don't know what just happened. I was trying to swallow air. Because I had beaten the first dungeon in the Dark World. And I don't remember doing that. But I was like, well, okay. I'm on to the second dungeon. It had been so long ago before I really played this game. Since I played this game in the Dark World, I was like, now how do I get back to the Light World? This is how long I'm like looking for portals and stuff. And finally, and I'm going through. Then I look at my inventory and I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, the mirror, you stupid idiot. What is wrong with you? By the way, as we're recording this, it came out 27 years ago today in North America. So I didn't plan that, but it just worked out that way.
That was 92?
92.
I thought it was 91.
Nope. That's why we had that of our best year ever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I will say, it's harder than I remember it. Because when you're in the Dark World, even the basic enemies, those stupid jumping...
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah. One hit takes away 3 hearts.
The most basic enemy takes like 4 hits to kill.
I'm like, what the hell? Well, not even that. They do so much damage to you, like the jumping around piranha guys. 3 hearts. 3 hearts. Now, once you get your... like you just alluded to, once you temper your sword and once you get... I think it was in the Ice Palace, which is like the 4th or the 5th dungeon.
Yeah.
I think some of them you can do out of order, but I just went in order. When you get the blue mail, then that makes everything easier. And once you get all your bottles, you can fill them up. And but it's definitely harder than I remember. I also forgot how much I hate Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock in Link Between Worlds is nothing. Turtle Rock in this, I don't like it. And it's not even, it's where you go through the pipe and you go boom, 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 and then you come up here, and then you go through another pipe, and you come out down here. That's not confusing. The reason I hate Turtle Rock is because that's after you get the Cane of Samira where you go bink on the little question block thing.
Keep running out of magic.
No. I kept trying to the one part of that level that I hated. You make the block, you get on it, and there's like a million different roller coaster tracks, and there's the fire going around, and you've got to try to get over. I finally got down to the bottom to where the door was. Oh, never mind. There's a switch, and the switch is way over there. So you got to get back on the thing, avoid the fire. I kept using all my magic because I would turn on the cape and then turn it off once the fire went by me. I just hated it. It was not fun. The boss was cool. I forgot about that boss with the two heads. You use fire on one side, ice on the other, and then that was a cool boss fight. And I completely forgot about the final dungeon. Completely. I think in my mind, I thought once you free the 7 maidens, Ganon just appears and flies through the top of the pyramid and you go fight him.
There's a lot of levels in that game.
That game is huge.
Yep.
But I really like the final dungeon. It's difficult, but the Aghanim fight was super easy. Even though there's 3 of him that appear, he's super easy. Because a lot of times what would happen is it's easy to tell which one's the right one. So I'd aim at him, but then what would happen is one of his other ones would shoot a beam, and then it would get to me almost the same time his beam gets there. I'd swing, knock both of them back into him, and he's like, boom, boom. So it was so easy to beat him. I was going to 100% it because I've never 100%ed it before. Maybe I'll go back and just pick up my save and try to do it, but I didn't 100% it. I got all the medallions. You got 2 of the medallions.
I feel like at least 50% of my playthroughs of that game, like probably more than 50%, I got through the game without getting the cape.
Yes.
Like, I know where it is. You get it in like you get it in like Death Mountain, right? If you go in one of the caves or something, you just get it in like a cave. You don't get it from a level,
right? No, you get it in the graveyard.
Is that what it is?
When you move the big headstone that you can't get to until you get the upgraded Titan mitt or whatever, because it's got the black rocks you got to pick up throughout the way. You dash into it and go down there.
Okay.
But yeah, you get out. I've
not gotten that on several of my playthroughs of that game, I think. And then the other cane is also optional, right? The blue one?
Yes.
Cane of Smyrna or whatever it is.
Smirnoff. I don't remember. I must have gotten that before I saved it because I don't think I got it in this last week that I've been playing it.
But you had it?
I had it already.
Oh, okay. That's the one that just makes like the shield around you, right?
Oh, yeah. I never even used it, but yeah.
Yeah, I rarely do either.
But I got everything in the game except for 4 heart pieces. So I had 19 hearts. There were 4 heart pieces out there, and I was like, I kind of want 100% it just to say that I did it because I've never 100%ed it before. Then I was like, I really like this final boss fight. I just want to go beat Ganon. So I went and I beat Ganon. It's still my second. And I can confirm it is still my second favorite game of all time. That game is so freaking good. It is a little bit weird. You get used to it after you start playing it. But because I most recently played Link Between Worlds, it's weird how much differently those two control when you're talking a 4-way directional pad and you can only swing your sword in 4 ways versus an analog stick where it feels like you have complete control over Link and you can attack anybody anywhere that you want to.
Well, maybe when we get that Switch remake. I don't know why I struggled saying Switch there.
Switch remake.
Switch.
Stay tuned for that here in a little bit. But what I was going to say, you just led me right into it. This game actually could use a remake. And even if it's just pretty the graphics up, the one thing I would say, other than just make it prettier, even though it's already absolutely beautiful, the only thing I would say is, I don't know why Nintendo chose to make this game control the way it does. Why the hell is X the map? The menu in this game is overcomplicated. You should be able to, what would make this game so much better is if you had B attacks, Y is an item, X is another item. You get 2 items at one time, so you don't have to go through the menu all these times. Like if I want to just go from, I got to blow up this, and then I got to switch to the hook shot. Like that would make it so much better. Yeah. And then the menu, if you look at the menu, like select should be the map, period. It should be the map. Start, you bring up your item screen and everything, and that makes sense. You'd go over to the thing, to push Y on it or X, and then you could assign it to a thing. But then down here, down in the bottom left, it just says A, and then it's like, here's your boots and your mitt, and it's like, I know I push A to use these things. That could be where continue, save game and continue, or save game and quit is. You know what I mean? Like when you hit start.
Yeah.
Or select, I mean. So that's one thing that I just thought of when I was playing through it. Is like, man, if I could have 2 items equipped at all times, that would make this game even better.
That's true.
And then last night, the girls had bunko, and I was like, I'm bored. I'm just going to pull out the Pi and play some arcade games. And I did. So I beat Turtles in Time, the arcade game.
Now, how different is it from Super Nintendo?
Completely. Thank you for asking.
Really?
Completely different. First off, the funny thing, Neon Knight Riders takes place in 2020. So next year, we're going to be in Neon Knight Riders. There's so many different foot soldiers
Now,
in
can
this
you
game.
tell a big difference in the graphics? Or not really?
If you were just looking at a screenshot versus a screenshot, no. Once it's moving, there are so many extra frames of animation. Everything is smoother. The foot soldiers move completely different. They have so many different weapons. Like they have weapons that, like one guy's got like a freaking grappling hook or something that with like a hook on the end. He goes and he throws it at you. You've got guys that have these yellow foot soldiers that they throw these green like flying heat-seeking mine things that come and get you. That's not in Super Nintendo.
Are all the levels the same?
No. So they add it. So in the arcade, once you get down into the sewer, who do you fight in the sewer in Turtles in Time on Super Nintendo? Who's the boss?
It's Rat King, right?
There's no Rat King in this. It's just you get to the end and all the million xenomorphs jump out and you blow them up, blah, 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 blah. Then after that, Shredder a hologram of Shredder appears and he's like, I don't like you. I'm banishing you to the past. And you go,
From the sewer?
There's
no Technodrome level?
There's no Technodrome.
That's odd.
Yes. What else? Animations are...
So no Toka Razor?
No, Toka and Razor are in this. And Super Nintendo is Bebop and Rocksteady on the ship.
No, but you fought Toka and Razor in the
in the Technodrome, that's right. No, there's no Bebop and Rocksteady in the arcade, I guess is what I should say.
But you fight Toka and Razor on the ship?
On the ship, yeah. They're not dressed up like pirates. That would be too cute. They're just Toka and Razor.
Right.
The bosses have so much different animations, like even little subtle things like the way Leatherhead attacks and the way he kind of turns and stuff. It's like... Again, it's not just a 16-bit game. They did have to dumb it down to get it on Super Nintendo, but until you actually play through the arcade game, I didn't realize how different it was. And of course, you fight what's his name? Not Clayface. In the prehistoric level, instead
Slash?
you fight Slash in the Super Nintendo. In the arcade, you fight Mudman, whatever his name is. Slash is a way better boss. It's just weird that they just created Slash for the Super Nintendo version. And also the final boss,
Wait, whoa.
Slash is not in the arcade.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like they created, like he didn't exist before.
No.
Okay.
I meant they created his sprite and all that
Okay.
other stuff. Also, the turtles say so many different things in this.
Not just my toe.
Exactly.
My toe.
If you're fighting the rock soldiers and they spin you around, you spin around and you fall down. You're like, oh, now I'm feeling seasick. And I don't remember what the other ones were, but they probably say 10 different things. I would say based on attacks that happen to them and stuff. Neon Knight Riders, that's so funny. Super Shredder's not the final boss. He's not in the game. It's just
a Shredder.
Shredder.
He's still do the thing where you throw.
He's
no,
still
because
8
that was the
feet tall.
Technodrome. So you don't have to. There's no boss where you throw people at the screen in this one.
No.
Wait, what?
He's like the same height as Super Shredder is,
But he's just Shredder?
Shredder's sprite, and he has like a freaking lightsaber. He's got a green sword that looks like a lightsaber.
This is weird.
It's so
now I feel like I need to play it.
Yeah, you need to fire it up and just hit select, so you get 1,000,000 credits and then just play through it. So much different. The one thing I will say, the Super Nintendo version controls better. It was so hard to pull off my specials. I would either... You know how you can, if you jump and then you push attack really quickly, you jump and you just kind of do the kick flip up?
Yeah.
I would try to be doing my special. I'd either try to push both of them at the same time or jump within that. Yeah. And if I did jump within that, he would go, whew, and you fly up to the top of the screen with your little jump kick thing, and then you can do the on the way down. So much easier to do it in Super Nintendo. And it's not the Pi, because then I said, all right, well, that was weird. Let me fire up Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. I was going, as easy as Pi. So I don't know. Didn't even mean to do that. So I don't know why that's so much different. But it was just it just blew my mind how different the two games are, because I knew they were different. I didn't remember them being that different. And I've definitely never beaten Turtles in Time, because I never would have dumped like $100 in quarters into that in the arcade. So that's the first time I think I've ever seen the game all the way through to the end.
Yeah, I definitely haven't. But like I said, I hardly even remember that being an arcade game.
Yeah. I mean, you can beat it in an hour, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Especially you just give yourself all the credits and just go. So.
Right.
I think that's it. I dabbled around, like I fired up the X-Men arcade game. I did play Tiny Toons for a little bit.
Genesis?
Yep. I was starting to get the hang of that again. It's definitely a mix. It's like a mix of Sonic and Mario, because you get the speed thing going, but then you've also got platforming and you jump on enemies, and it's fun. It's fun. We should do that.
Yeah.
All right. We want to get to the news of the week. Sean.
Yes, sir.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was revealed today. Did you get a chance to watch the trailer?
No.
It is fantastic, and hopefully you're seeing it down here. So, it is out November 15th this year.
Okay.
As of now, at least. PS4, Xbone, and PC. Stig Asmussen is the director, if you didn't remember that. He's the guy that directed God of War 3.
Oh, okay.
So, good pedigree there. And I think he actually might have directed Titanfall also. Maybe Titanfall 2. Maybe 1 and 2. I'm not sure. So, it's a single-player only game. That was confirmed. There is no multiplayer. There is no microtransactions.
That makes me very happy.
The trailer looks cool. So, it takes place after Execute Order 66. Takes place after that. He's like the one Jedi that got away, and so now he's just in hiding, and he's always covering his face. You play as, I keep saying him, but I didn't say his name. The guy's name, the main character, is Cal Kestis.
No, so are you like a kid or you're like an adult?
No, you look at least late teens, I would say.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how soon. I don't know that they said how soon after Revenge of the Sith this takes place.
Okay.
But it's between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So the Jedi are all, Yoda's in hiding, Obi-Wan's in hiding. They executed all the younglings and all that other stuff, but this guy survived. Cal Kestis is voiced by Cameron Monaghan. Does that name sound familiar at all?
Yeah, he was Joker.
Oh, you're looking at the notes. Damn it. He plays the Joker, also known as Jerome. Oh, well, Jerome, the Joker. I have to watch the last 2 episodes because it looks friggin' Batman crazy.
Yeah.
And Batman's in it the last episode. They jump like 10 years in the future. So I'm going to have to watch it. I watched
Who's Batman?
Huh?
Who's Batman?
We don't know. I don't know that he's been cast. Bruce Wayne?
Okay. I thought you were saying, you were talking about this as if it already happened.
Oh, no. It's coming like the last 2 weeks of April, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an action melee game. The focus for the game is on the lightsaber and force powers. And apparently the combat is easy to pick up and play, but there is a lot of depth to it, and will take you some time to master it. And the lightsaber apparently is very tied to the story, and the lightsaber will evolve as you work your way through the story.
This sounds like everything I want out of a Star Wars game.
I saw the trailer is like 2 minutes long.
The story sounds cool. It's taking place in the right time frame. No multiplayer, no microtransactions. Lightsaber combat. Easy to play, hard to master. Like, I love it.
It sounds so good. I just hope, like, Respawn is awesome. Apex Legends isn't for me. Titanfall wasn't for me, but I can recognize how great those games are.
Yeah.
The only thing I worry about kind of is that Respawn, and they said it during I watched the beginning of the panel, and I was like, I don't need to watch this. I'll just come back for the trailer. They're saying basically, yeah, we know we're known for shooters and stuff, but just wait till you see what we can do here. That worrying me is kind of counteracted. Counteracted by the fact that Stig Asmussen is directing it. And that guy made my favorite God of War before God of War 2018 came out. God of War 3 was awesome. The combat in it was awesome. The scope, the spectacle, everything. I freaking loved it. So the fact that this guy is directing it makes any worries I had with a first-person shooter studio making a lightsaber Star Wars game, that gets rid of those fears completely.
Yeah.
The trailer, it's hard to tell. It was a lot of cutscenes, but I do think there was some gameplay in there. When you look at it, there's a part where he's going up against somebody. I can't remember if it was a stormtrooper or whatever, and he's fighting them and everything. And then there's like a fan in the background. Right during that, it looks like that was gameplay. But then as soon as he turns around, he kind of does this, and he uses his force powers to stop this giant fan from like killing him. You could tell that's a cutscene, so it's hard to tell. But I do think there's one part where he's running on a wall, which made me think of Titanfall. He's running on a wall trying to grab his lightsaber or something like that. That looked like gameplay. But you didn't see anything that's like in game with a HUD and all this other, like,
right.
You didn't see anything of that. I'm sure we'll just wait till E3. It'll be on Microsoft stage is what my guess would be. I'm so stoked. I am not fully convinced this is coming out this year just because that's how video games work. But like I was tweeting with Nick earlier, I'm like, I want it to come out then because this trailer gave me this trailer got me more hyped than the episode 9 trailer did. Now the episode 9 trailer didn't really show a lot. Yeah. But this, like, it gave me goosebumps, and I was like, this is what we've wanted. I don't want another Battlefront. I don't want a multiplayer stupid Star Wars game. Like,
do we know, is this like, it's probably too early, but do we know, is this more like open world, or it's just kind of, it's pretty linear?
Don't know. I don't think they revealed that.
Yeah.
But I'm fine either way. I wanted Amy Hennig to make a Star Wars game. EA screwed that up. Hopefully this will fill that gap, fill that void, whatever you want to say. But I'm so happy.
It's kind of a weird title. It almost seems like it's to be Star Wars
Fallen Order.
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order I don't know.
It's almost like there's
Star
two
Wars
colons.
Jedi colon.
Right.
Star Wars colon Jedi colon Fallen Order.
Yep, that's what I was thinking too. I'm stoked. I hope it's as good as I think it will be, and yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Jedi is now doing that thing where I'm looking at the word and it doesn't look right. I see like Jedi. Like, why all of a sudden the word Jedi looks so weird to me? I don't like it.
I don't like it, Raymond. There's not a whole lot of news this week. This next one could be interesting, though. Bluepoint Games is working on a new project, and this comes from Gaming Bolt. Bluepoint Games, as part of their GDC presentation, spoke about their mysterious new project, talking about its scope and mentioning how it's one that is larger in scope than one might imagine. It's not just as bold as their last title, the acclaimed remake of Sony's Shadow of the Colossus, but something they promise to be even bigger and bolder. Quote, "For Shadow of the Colossus, we don't call it a remaster. We coin it a remake due to the complexity of the project," technical director Peter Dalton said. "And moving forward to our next project, we call it a re-envisioning, given that it goes well beyond what we thought was possible on Shadow of the Colossus." It's not the first time Bluepoint has talked about their next project in grand terms, saying shortly after the release that the next game would be bigger than Shadow of the Colossus. What game could that possibly be, or what platforms it will be available on, is anyone's best guess. Bluepoint Games rose to prominence as a remastering studio working on enhanced ports from series like God of War and Metal Gear Solid, but made a new name for themselves with a full remake of Team Ico's PlayStation 2 classic, Shadow of the Colossus, they released last year. What do you think they could be working on? And I don't have an answer, but of course, you know what I hope it is.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, like a re-envisioning of Metal Gear Solid. That's what I want. I want it to be. I want it to just. But I don't want. But I want it to be in the. I want it to be. It's this dirty. It makes me feel to say this. I want it to be done by Konami because I want it to be in the Fox engine. I want it to control just like 5, but. I don't know. Maybe it's Skyward Sword.
I doubt it.
It's not.
I don't think Nintendo would let somebody else take that. I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I mean, if you said that a couple of years ago when they were working on something, what do you think it is? I never would have guessed Shadow of the Colossus. So, I mean, I'm sure there's so many games that I wouldn't even begin to think about that it could be, but I got nothing.
Yeah. Especially the whole bigger in scope and grander in scope and all this other stuff than Shadow of the Colossus. I don't know. They've got a good relationship with Sony after Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
I don't know what first party, I think of the Resistance games and stuff, but those are just first person shooters. That you can't re-envision those. They're just, unless you turn them into third person games, and then it's not a Resistance game anymore. They've done the Uncharted collection. They've done the God of War collections. They work with Konami to do the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. I don't know. I don't know what you re-envision that could be grander in scope than Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus, even though it's at its heart, it's a simple game, it's a very big game, So whatever they're doing is bigger than that. Maybe it is Metal Gear. Metal Gear 1, it wouldn't be. Metal Gear Solid 1, I mean. Oh, my God. Metal Gear 1. MSX Metal Gear. Why do I do this to myself?
I think you have a better chance of it being Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh. Talk about a re-envisioning, going from 8-bit
that's
top
true.
down. But at that point, it's not even it's a brand new game, really.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what it is. Obviously, Bluepoint does great work. I'm excited. Whatever it is, they're going to do a great job. I have no worries about that. Speaking of leaks from a while ago that you said, Sean, that I will now segue into, Best Buy apparently leaked Persona 5 on Switch, Metroid Prime trilogy on Switch, and also a Switch version of A Link to the Past. Now, Wario tweeted this out. This came from internal Best Buy employee site stuff. They had listings, and Atlas has been teasing Persona 5S. I think it's next week. They're supposed to be revealing more info on it. 5S, 5 Switch. That makes sense. That was gonna be one of my E3 predictions, that since Joker's and Smash, Persona was gonna come to Switch, but that would have been a weak prediction anyways. But that's definitely true. I think everybody that cares at all about Nintendo or Metroid has been assuming, especially after the starting from scratch delay on 4, that the Prime Trilogy was going to come to Switch.
It has to, yeah.
So both of those seem likely. I think Prime Trilogy will be out this fall. Man, my fall's going to get busy now. A Link to the Past? What are they doing? Why would they do this to me? The only thing that's so weird, and they had a separate listing for Link's Awakening, so it's not like they screwed up and put.
The other thing that worries me is I feel like it's either A, really far away, at least a year, Q4 2020.
Yeah.
Or it's basically just it's not going to be a remake like Link's Awakening. Yeah. It's going to be the same exact game, maybe a little prettier, but it's not going to be a remake. Yeah. Which I'm still kind of fine with that. I'd rather it be a full remake, but if that's the case, we're not seeing that anytime soon with Link's Awakening coming out.
Yeah.
But I'll be happy regardless of what it is, and I'll buy it day one. But
yeah. It's just so that's what's so weird to me, that it showed up in there when Link's Awakening doesn't even have a release date. But that's in the system for Best Buy separately than A Link to the Past. So it's not like they screwed something up there. But it just seems weird. If this was this time next year and we were like, man, Link's Awakening was so great. Oh, guess what? Best Buy leaked A Link to the Past. Holy crap, we're going to get that too? That makes sense. But it just, the timing doesn't make sense. Why it would be in their system unless it just is. Maybe they're not doing Virtual Console. Maybe they are doing, maybe it has something to do. No, that wouldn't make any sense because the Switch Online stuff, you don't buy games. They just come with a service.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if it is anytime soon, it's not a remake. It's just, and I'd be fine with that. It's the Super Nintendo, Link to the Past. You can play it on your Switch.
Yeah.
Take it with you wherever you go. Play it on the big screen, HD, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But stay tuned for more news.
Yeah.
And the last item here, PSN name changes are here. The first is free. Every other change is $9.99. You can have your old name display next to your new name for 30 days if you want. You also have 30 days to revert back to your old name. Remember, there are risks. They still say not every game's going to work. You know, we tested a lot of them, but not all of them. So if you go fire up freaking, I don't even know, Uncharted 2 multiplayer on the PS3 and you changed your name and that's not compatible, all of a sudden it's going to just bork out and go, and it's going to crash. And I don't know. Like
the games legit don't work?
The games will still run, but it's something. Don't let the power go out.
I would think it would just be, you can't. Trophies that you get from now on in this game won't register, something like that.
Or that you'll lose your trophies or something. I don't remember what all this stuff is, but like you might not be able to play online. You could lose trophies. Leaderboards are going. Like, who cares about leaderboards? Yeah. I really think for the most part, this isn't going to affect anybody because who's really playing PS3 games anymore online, especially?
Is it supposedly only PS3 that has issues?
No, it's PS4 games too.
Okay.
Some early PS4 games could, but it seems like they've gone through and verified that a lot of PS4 games are working. But I don't know. Nick changed his name. I gotta get back with him, see if he's seen any issues or anything. Excuse me. But yeah, if you want to change your name, Sony finally got with the times, and you can do that now. And now the wrap up, even though this episode, a lot of this was a wrap up already. GameStop reportedly posted a yearly loss of $673 million.
Good. I don't even care. They suck.
They're bad. They're like,
and the numbers show it. I mean,
here's 5 cents for Madden 15.
Yeah.
Like, what? Kiss my. So they're not even when you go in there, they're not even GameStops anymore. They've got so much random stuff everywhere. Yeah. It's like, we're going to try to sell whatever we can to stay live. They don't need to stay live. They rip people off all the time in the used game market. They give you 50 cents for a game and then they turn around and sell it for 30 or 40 bucks. It's just such a racket. If you still want to buy physical games, you can do that. You know, I don't want anybody to lose their jobs. Obviously, there's thousands of people that are employed there, but it's like GameStop is, I don't know how they've stayed alive this long. Period.
It's up there with like Radio Shack. Why does Radio Shack still exist? Who goes to Radio Shack for anything these
Old
days?
People.
I guess.
If they need a battery for their garage door opener. I'm serious. That's probably where I would go whenever mine dies. Actually, no, I would Google it.
I would just buy it on Amazon.
Well, no, but I would have to Google what battery I need, like what the model is or something, and then I'd buy it on Amazon, yeah.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, GameStop, they're not going to be around for much longer, but you can go to Walmart, you can go to Target, you can go anywhere, you can go to Amazon, you can do everything. So don't worry about it. Nintendo announced that Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey are getting Labo VR support. Mario Odyssey looked like you can actually like look up around and do this when Mario's running around on the beach and all this other stuff. Breath of the Wild just looks like it's just Breath of the Wild, but you're looking on your cardboard face mask. Like, I don't know what the point of it is, but and the trailer was just all in Japanese, so we really don't know anything about it, but maybe we'll get some more info here in the near future. Switch Online NES April updates. You got Super Mario Brothers, The Lost Levels. Good luck with that.
Gonna get right on that one.
Punch Out with Mr. Dream and Star Soldier. I don't even know what Star Soldier is.
No idea.
Did you see what Mike Tyson... Is he confused? He's like, oh, man, they're making a new Punch-Out without me. What do these guys think they are? I'm like, Mike, are you talking about them putting the game from 1987 on Switch Online? Because I haven't seen anywhere else that they're working on. Because at first people were reporting it like he was leaking that a new Punch-Out game was in the works. And I was like, guys, I don't think that's what he's mad about. The timing is too weird that Nintendo just said they're putting Punch-Out on the Switch. And then he's like, hey, man, why you guys making a new Punch-Out without me? You know? Do you agree with me? Or do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I think that's what he's talking about, and I think he's just very confused.
Yeah. Good luck with
like, is he not aware that he was
removed
when he was 20 years ago,
whatever? Yeah. 29 years ago.
20, yeah.
Whenever he got in
I
trouble.
meant 30, but yeah, I guess it wasn't quite 30. But yeah,
90
20.
or 91.
But yeah,
Long
does
time
he, was he just not aware that he was
Who's this
stricken from the record?
Who's this Mr. Dream guy? Why do I sound like the ladies' man? or I feel a little gassy. Is that the voice? Mike Tyson. Maybe that's where Miss Deborah got it from. I feel a little gassy. Xbox Game Pass in April is getting Prey, The Golf Club 2, Monster Hunter World, The Walking Dead: A New Frontier, Life is Strange 2, Episode 2, and Resident Evil 5.
5.
Yes. Sekiro has. It was announced that Sekiro has sold 2 million copies in just 10 days. I will say, because I've just been like, that game's too hard. I don't want to play it. I don't even want to watch it. I did watch a little bit of a Let's Play on YouTube, and I was like, oh, this kind of looks pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I really want to do this to myself?
I saw it and I'm like, this looks okay, but it was not enough for me to get, like, I think because I'm so just
Bloodborne out.
Well, not Bloodborne out. Like, I want more Bloodborne. I don't want something that's kind of like Bloodborne, but not. Like, if it looked and played more like Bloodborne, and I know it obviously it kind of does, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Then maybe, but it doesn't look enough like Bloodborne to me. I'm probably going to pass, but I would be very curious if you get it, what you think of it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm just going to keep my eye on Wario and see when he says it's down to $40 on Amazon or something.
Yeah.
I'm definitely intrigued. It looks fun, but I don't know that I really want to do that to myself. So I don't know. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Octopath Traveler is coming to PC on June 7th, and Borderlands 3 is recasting Reese, who is a character from Tales from the Borderlands, who was voiced by Troy Baker. They're recasting him not as Troy Baker.
That's a downgrade.
It is.
Regardless
of
who
it is. But then there was all this drama because Troy's like, why the hell would you do this? Why didn't you bring me back? And then somebody from Gearbox was like, bro, we reached out to you and you said no. And I'm like, okay, now I'm just going to stop paying attention because now it's getting way too dramatic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Sean, did you know that it's time for the Did You Know section of the podcast?
I did, because I'm looking at it right here.
All right, well, what you're not looking at is my notes. So let me just see. Let me give you some categories to pick from.
Okay, I like this.
NBA Jam. Soda Popinski. Zelda. Last of Us. Zelda. Mario 3. And Mario.
Ugh. The obvious choice here is Zelda. However, I'm going with my dude, Soda Popinski.
Sean, did you know that Soda Popinski has had multiple different names?
Mr. Dream?
I feel the wonderfully named Soda Popinski from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out originally boxed under the guise Vodka Drunkensky in the arcade game Super Punch-Out. His name was Vodka Drunkensky. In an unlicensed port to the Commodore 64, he was called... so the game was renamed Frank Bruno's Boxing, and his name was changed to Andre Puncharedoff. Punch your head off! That's what it says! Punch your head off.
Wait, how do you spell it?
Punch, Puncharedov. Punch your head off.
Punch your head off. Yeah,
Punch your head off.
That's probably what
That's
they're
not
going for.
good. But yeah, Soda Popinski has had 3 different names.
I do think I had heard the vodka one. I don't remember his last name being Drunkowski or whatever.
Drunkensky.
But I kind of, when you said vodka, that kind of sounds familiar. I did not know about the Andre Punch Your Head Off.
But it also kind of makes sense. Like, if Nintendo was like, well, we're bringing this game home
let's
to the
have him
toy
drink
system.
soda pop instead.
Exactly. Instead of being vodka drunk all the time.
Chocolate Milkowski.
Yeah. I got some good ones on here that we'll save. But yeah, so he had multiple different names. Multiple. Thank you guys so much for being here for episode 132. As always, you can find us on nerd901.com. along with the Blurred Without Fear and everybody else over there. You can find us on Twitter. I'm at Kevin White 24. He's at Real Sean White. Together we're at 2player_co-op. Obviously, you can find us youtube.com/2player-co-op. Like I said at the beginning, make sure you go over there, hit the subscribe button. Even if you never watch any videos over there, it'll help us out a lot. If you like audio, and I know Sean does, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, and other audio services around the globe. It's been a good episode.
It's good. It's good.
What are you doing with that pen?
I don't know. I just like holding something.
Okay,
I'm not throwing it.
Okay, I was going to say, it's an expensive pen. That's been it for episode 132. Come on back next week for 133. But until that time, Sean, go ahead, take us out.
Thank you for playing.